Hello, my name is Gabby and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, then welcome to my channel and welcome to day 5 of the reading rush. So if you haven't seen days 1 and 2 of this vlog, it will be up in a card up around here down in the description, and then also days 3 and 4 will be in the description, and that will also probably be in the end card. So you can see my reading rush TBR behind me here. Also, I will have reading rush links down in the description below if you want to check those out. So it's day 5. This is going to be my last reading rush vlog. We're really in the home stretch right now, so I'm just going to do like a quick recap of what I have left here. Starting in alphabetical order with The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. So this book takes place in Nazi Germany as our main character discovers her love of reading, and then she begins to steal books from book burnings and just wherever else she can find them. Once her world is opened up like this, it is quickly turned upside down when her family takes in a Jewish man and hides him in their basement. So the prompts this covers are the different continent than your own prompt, and then also inspired by a movie that you have seen prompt. I'm on page 282 of this. We got off to a little bit of a rocky start. I wasn't liking it as much as I had really loved the movie back when I watched it, which I had watched it a really long time ago. It was one of my favorite movies ever when I was younger. So I was definitely worried going into it that I was not going to like this book so much. That's why I've put it off for so many years now. And then with that slow start, I was very concerned for a second, but as I kept reading, it just definitely kept picking up, and I left off at a really good place with it. We're still sitting at a 4-star right now, but I definitely do think it has an opportunity to get a 5 depending on how the rest of it goes. So next we have The Diviners by Libba Bray. So this book follows our main character Evie as she has moved out of her small town in Ohio to live in New York City in the 1920s. It is there she lives with her uncle who has this obsession with the occult. However, Evie has a supernatural ability of her own. And then when this murder happens, Evie realizes that she can use her gift to help try to figure it out. On page 224, this book and I were just really not getting along too well at all. I'm not the biggest fan of murder mysteries or just mysteries in general. They're just not fun for me, and I feel the plot moves at a slower pace, so for a lot of this I was just kind of bored and not interested. However, a couple nights ago we did have a breakthrough here, and ever since then I've been getting along with this story a lot better. I see a lot of potential here for where the story can go, and I'm really hoping it's going the way I think it does, because then I'll probably have a new series on my hands, because I would be really into that. Do I trust this book necessarily to give me what I want? No, not at all. And if it doesn't do it, will it let me down extremely hard? Absolutely. That being said, even though I haven't had the best time with this and I have a lot of doubts about its future, this is the book that has consistently kept me coming back. There's some just general vibe with this that just makes me want to read it. I have frequently woken up these past few days just wanting to read this book in a way the others that are probably going to get a better rating haven't done. So I don't know what that's about, but we're just going to keep going and we'll see how it goes. So next we have The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. This thing always makes so much noise while I'm doing this. This book follows a group of girls known as the Good Luck Girls who were sold to a welcome house when they were very young, and this is also where they were branded with curse markings. One of the girls accidentally murders somebody. They all try to flee the house to get their revenge, justice, and also just their freedom. During their journey, they are hunted down by powerful forces, both human and not. The only hope that they have comes from a bedtime story that has been passed down from one good luck girl to the other. So I did forget to mention this earlier, but The Diviners covers the read the first book you touch prompt, and then this one covers the read the genre that scares you the most, or your least read genre. For me, it's my least read genre. I've never read a Western before, but if they're anything like this, I definitely probably should read more of them, because this has been very good for me so far. I like the characters. There seems to be an ensemble casting going on, which I do always tend to really enjoy that. I'm only 60 pages into it. I'm not too far at all, but it has been pretty fun so far. It's the shortest book left on my TBR. I feel I'm just flying through it, and I definitely cannot wait to get back into this hopefully soon. So the last two prompts, which are the birthstone prompt and then also the read a book outside your house prompt, they were both covered by this book here, Versailles of the Dead. This is actually the only book that I have finished so far. I've finished it in my first vlog, the day 1 and 2 vlog. I haven't finished anything since, but I got this done, so that's something, right? So I think I said this before, but we do have 3 days left of this vlog and 3 books to finish. I'm once again running pretty late today, but I do hope to get through as much of these 3 as I possibly can. So the Instagram challenge for today is to take a picture of a book stack. Seems to be one of the easier ones, which I am very grateful for, but also I don't really know what I want to do for it. So I'm gonna go figure that out, and then I'm gonna continue on with one of these 3. I don't know which one yet, but we'll see. And then I will see you again when I have a reading update. Okay, hi, I'm back. It's now much later in the day. It's like almost 7 o'clock. I've been reading for a little while now, and I think I'm gonna just take a break and just let my brain rest for the rest of the night. The lack of sleep I got from editing all night is really starting to catch up to me. Before I do that, I do just want to do a quick reading update. So I read the page 237 of the Diviners. I know I said I was gonna probably focus on this more today. It didn't end up happening. So I didn't make it too far in this. I don't really have any thoughts, so I'm just gonna move on. So next I read the page 351 of The Book Thief. So the more I read this book, the more I enjoy it, and just the more I want to go back and rewatch the movie. So something that I do want to point out that I haven't talked about yet is that I do really love Liesel's relationships with the people in her life. Just from Max to her father to Rudy and just even her mother too. They all just have a really special bond together and they're all pretty sweet. I know I said previously in one of these vlogs here that I was really only attached to Liesel. I think that's definitely changing. I'm starting to get attached to more characters as the story goes on. So then I read the page 82 of the Good Luck Girls. Once again, I didn't really read enough to just have a good update here. If I do end up picking up something to read tonight, it probably will be this because I do just want to get into the story more. Okay, hi, I'm back. Good morning. It is now day 5 of the reading rush. So it was actually pretty nice earlier when I went outside, so I'm thinking we might read out there today just for a change of scenery. The Instagram challenge today, what was it? Oh, it was to take a picture of your reading fuel, so we're going to do that as well. I'm thinking I'm probably just going to go with iced tea again and just put in a cute little mug and put it next to one of my books. Otherwise, I do want to get all 3 books read, at least a certain amount of them, because I'm actually starting to get a little scared that I might fail my first readathon, which is definitely not something I want to happen, not the first one. I am getting a little scared about my progress in the Good Luck Girls and the Diviners and just my ability to get them done by tomorrow. So we're just gonna get moving here and I will see you again outside. Okay guys, change of plans. I don't have the tea I would normally use for this. I used it up all in my last part of the vlog here and I thought I had another box but I don't. I do have one of these and it's just going to substitute. I also have this mug here. It's the closest thing that I have that's going to be able to match the Book Thief. So okay, I'm done. That's all I wanted to say. Hi, good morning. It is now day 6. That is the final day. It's day 7. I've been a day off these past 2 days, and every time I say a day, it's the other one. I am very tired, if you can't tell, because I woke up early this morning because there's a lot of reading to be done today. I also stayed up a little late last night listening to Taylor Swift's new Folklore album. Do I regret that? No. Am I going to regret it in about 10 hours from now? Probably. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each book, I'm going to give a reading update if I have one, and then I'm going to give the page number I'm on and then what I have left. And by what I have left, I just mean the page number because I don't feel like doing math. So we have The Book Thief. I did not end up reading any of this yesterday. So I'm on page 350 and there's 550 pages left in this book. Well, that one's easy. That's 200 pages. So next we have The Diviners. I'm on page 280. It goes to page 468. Once again, I didn't get too much done of this yesterday or last night, but I did read a little bit of it this morning. I've been going very back and forth with this. There are times when I like it. There are a lot of times when I don't, but even when I don't like it, something about this world is just calling me back to it. My rating of this book is probably going to depend very heavily on the ending of this, and so is whether or not I continue with this series, because right now I'm probably sitting at a no. Story-wise, I might have said this already, I don't remember, but I didn't really have a good time with it yesterday. I had an okay time with it this morning. It is the last day. I don't want to fail this readathon, so I'm going to have to finish it eventually today, so I'm just going to have to go for it. I actually have The Good Luck Girls. I actually had a really good time with this yesterday. I'm on page 166 out of 348. The story's been going by very quickly. I've been liking it a lot. Once again, I'm just really enjoying seeing these girls take their power back. I'm liking all of the characters. Violet and Aster are two characters specifically that I'm really enjoying. Everybody else seems to be falling like maybe a little flat. I'm not sure I'm completely understanding just like all of the magical elements in this world. There are parts of the world building that I think are done super well. Like it feels super westerny. And there's like history about the land that they live on. I thought that was done well too, but it's just like the creatures and the beings that are out there. I'm not sure I'm fully getting that yet. Maybe I just missed something, I'm not sure, but this book has held my attention pretty well, so I don't really think so, but it's possible. So yeah, so far this has been a really enjoyable read so far. Diving into this new Western genre has actually been pretty refreshing. And then there's still like fantasy elements woven in here, so I do think this was kind of like a really good pick for me for my first attempt at a genre. So yeah, hopefully this book just like keeps up its pacing, and I should have a pretty good time with it. Okay, so I don't know how much I'm going to be vlogging today because I do just want to really focus on reading, but I also do have the Instagram picture to take. The challenge is to make artwork out of your books or something. Otherwise, I still do have to do that last vlogging challenge, which is to tell a bookish story. And once again, I kind of want to keep this short because I do just want to get the reading. My story is inspired by something that happened this morning. It reminded me of something that happened a couple years ago, so that's the story I'm going to tell. So this morning I was just laying in bed reading The Diviners. I had like my bookmark and like my headphones are like always attached to my phone off to the side next to me. I don't know if she's still in here, but Shadow was in here with me. You guys know her. She's been in quite a few of my vlogs. She's always talking to me. She really likes to chew on like strings, so like my headphones are always constantly in danger. But what are also in danger are my bookmarks. And like in my last vlog, I like capitalized on that to just like get a cute little picture of her playing with the strings here in one of my montages. So she was just like constantly trying to like go at this morning, so I had to like hide it under my pillow. So the story I want to tell is actually related to one of my other cats. I do forget which cat it was, but they were pretty young at the time. It's actually this bookmark right here that this happened to. This was one of the first bookmarks that I bought when I got back into reading a couple years ago. You kind of see it. It's been through it over the years. It has like an Emily Bronte quote on it from Wuthering Heights. I had it sitting just like in my paperback just like this, and it was just like sitting next to me on the couch. One of my cats took it, read in their mouth, ran off with it. It really surprised me at the time because they had never done anything like that before. Yeah, that's basically the end of the story. Like I said, it's pretty short, not much there. But I did learn a lesson that day to just keep these very hidden and very safe, otherwise they're gonna tear them apart probably. They've broken bookmarks before. I can't find the bookmark right now. I don't know where it is. Usually I'll just lay in a pile up on one of my shelves, but I can't find it. But it just had like a little string that dangled down from it with like a bead at the end of it. But I had hidden it under my blanket when I left the room once, and this was once again actually Shadow who did this. I came back and she had chewed through it. Then I tried to replace the string she chewed through with just like a piece of ribbon and tied it back on. A couple weeks go by, she chewed through that one too. I've also had like cats that like when my hair is in a braid, I've had them just come up, take the end of the braid in their mouth and try to walk away with that too. Yeah, that's basically the end of the story. Let me know if you have cats down below and any cute stories you want to tell me. Please go for it. So that's probably just going to be the end of me talking like this for the rest of the day until like the end where like I wrap up everything. I know if I like focus on vlogging too much, it's going to distract me today, so I'm not going to like even attempt that because I really don't want to fail today. It will bother me for literally months if I fail this thing until like I actually succeed in a readathon again probably, and even then it may still bother me, so I don't want to do that to myself. I think I'm going to focus on the Instagram picture first and just get that out of the way. Because like I said, I don't know how long it's going to take me. I have a couple of ideas that I kind of want to do, but I also don't really know how that's going to work out because we are just working with books. So I'm going to get going here. I'm going to try and take you guys with me as much as I can today, and I will see you at the outro. Okay, hi, I'm back. It is now spoiler-free review and like wrap-up time for this whole vlog. So I started reading today in about like 1, and as you might have probably saw previously, I didn't get done till almost 9 o'clock, but it's over now. I've won. So I'm going to start this portion of the video off by saying all 3 of these books will have content warnings down in the description, and I'm just going to say that now so I don't have to say it for each individual book. Also, I read and finished these in the order of how I thought the ratings were going to go. So I read the book that I thought I was going to give the lowest rating to first and then continued up to the highest, and I was correct. So that is going to start us with The Diviners by Libba Bray. Once again, this book follows our main character Evie as she has moved out of her small town in Ohio to go live in New York City with her uncle in the 1920s. Her uncle has this obsession with the occult, and Evie is worried that he is going to find out about her special ability. There is this murder that happens, and Evie realizes that her gift can be actually used for some good and help figure out the situation. So I said earlier today how I've been going back and forth about whether I like this or not, and I'm still kind of there. So we're going to start with the characters. I really like our main character Evie. I think she's fun, I think she's smart, she's also not perfect, I also think she's pretty selfish. I typically like that in characters, I like my characters a little messy. Next I want to talk about the relationships. I felt like the friendships in here had some really fun banter, and I really enjoyed seeing all the characters interact with one another. The romantic pairings in here, there's kind of a love triangle, which I did not enjoy because I really thought this romance was going to go one way, and then it just kind of turned a different way that I didn't like at all. And then the other romance in here, they're fine. I like them enough. I don't have too strong of an opinion on either one of their characters. I like them both. I think they make a good match. I'm fine with it. World and setting wise, I really enjoyed the 1920s sort of setting in here. There's this author's note in the back that talks about how much research went into the book and what things were changed and what things weren't. One of the things I actually did really appreciate about it is that it shows the glitz and the glamour side of the 1920s, but it also shows some of the uglier sides too. Story wise, I'm not a fan of murder mysteries. I'm not a fan of mysteries in general. I've talked about that a lot on my channel recently. They just typically end up boring me, and unless I really like some of the characters, it just doesn't usually work out. And I will say the characters in here were what mostly kept me reading, besides the occult stuff, which I'll touch on in a second. I know I said I'm neutral on a lot of them. That's a good thing because that means nobody's annoying me, and I'm generally liking them and having a good time with them. So they made this more bearable, but what also made the story more bearable is the occult magic system stuff. I really liked all the supernatural abilities that we saw, and then I also really liked just how it was woven into the plot. And throughout this book, those were the parts I was most excited about reading. And also what held my attention the most too, because for some of this, and by some I probably mean a lot, I definitely struggled to pay attention to it just because, like I said, mysteries bore me. I talked about the breakthrough I had with this book a little while ago in my vlog, and I said that if it went that way, then I would continue on with the series. I'm still not sure it's completely going that way. I did really enjoy the ending of this book besides some of the romance plot lines. And I did enjoy the reveals at the end too, so I may continue on with this, but I'm honestly a little hesitant. So I definitely may have to do some research into what the second book is about and just see some reviews on it and just see if it's something that I'm gonna do well with. So overall, I definitely had my highs and lows with this book, but I did have a good time with it today, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3-star rating. So next we have The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. So this book follows a group of girls known as the Good Luck Girls. They were sold to a welcome house when they were very young, and it was there where they were branded with curse markings. When one of these girls accidentally kills a man, the 5 of them work together to just escape from the house. And then also while they were trying to find their freedom, they were being hunted down by different types of beings, both human and not. The only hope of survival that they have left is found in a bedtime story that has been passed down from each girl to the other. So this book is a Western fantasy. That's what I read it for. I had never read a Western before. Character-wise, there were 2 characters that I thought really stood out to me. One was Aster, and then the other was Violet. I really enjoyed following both of their stories. I really gelled with both of their personalities, and I liked just seeing how they bounce off of one another and just their conversations together. And then also just the character growth that they went on throughout the story, which is something that I like for all of the characters, was just really seeing them take back their power. World building and setting-wise, I think the Western setting was really good. There were certain fantasy elements that I just couldn't fully wrap my head around. I didn't fully understand what some of these things were. And also when I thought I figured out what a certain creature was, I would mix it up with something else. So I never fully just got a hold on that. And that might be my fault. I was reading 3 books at once here. Something just may have gone lost. And then there was just history of the land too that I really enjoyed reading about. Story wise, it felt pretty fast paced. I felt I flew through this. This book covers some pretty heavy topics, but it was also just kind of fun seeing these girls be outlaws and sisters together. And just all the found family dynamics and also blood family dynamics too. I think I said earlier that I would have liked to see a couple of the characters be more expanded upon. I do think I want to take that back because I did get to see that as I kept reading today. Towards the ending of the book, I was getting a little worried because we were very close to the end. I was like, oh, something's not fully wrapped up yet, but there is a sequel. I don't know too many details about that besides the fact that there is going to be one according to Goodreads. But whenever it comes out, I'll be there for it because I really enjoyed this. Overall with this, I like the characters, I like the setting, I like the plot. There were just some things world building and fantasy element wise that just felt kind of there for me and that I wasn't fully clicking in my head with. So this one's probably going to be a 4.25 out of 5 stars, but I did really like this a lot. Next we have The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. This book takes place in Nazi Germany as our main character discovers her love of reading, and she does so by stealing books from book burnings and just wherever she can find them. Her family takes in a Jewish man and hides him in their basement, and this really turns her world upside down. So this book is told from the perspective of death, and it just pretty much follows her life during this time period. So this was a book that I was really nervous about going into it because this movie has been so dear to me for so many years. And it does happen to me a lot where I watch the movie and I really like it, and then I go to read the book and I'm just like, oh, I don't like that much. And that definitely was, I think, happening towards the beginning stages of this, but it definitely turned out. I really love our main character, Liesel. I always have. Her relationships with Max and her adoptive parents, and also Rudy, they're all just so sweet and just really heartwarming, I think. This book definitely made me feel some feels for sure. Rudy was another one of my favorite characters from the movie. He really made me nervous towards the beginning of this because I was not liking him until the last chunk of this book here. There were points where I just didn't really love our narrator in this book. He tends to spoil things before they happened. I've talked about this. Some things were little things I was just okay, whatever, but then others were really big things. I was just oh, you're talking about that now, but there's still so much book left. I can't be too mad at it though, because as I kept reading, I just kept getting more attached to just everything about the story. Honestly, what this book has made me want to do most is just go back and watch the movie again because I haven't seen it in a really long time. I did end up giving this 5 stars. There were just so many points in this book where I just didn't want to put it down, and for a 550 page book, it definitely flew by. And this one's kind of a unique case in this readathon because it's gone from a 3 to a 4 to a 5 by the end. The Good Luck Girls pretty much consistently stayed around that 4 star. It almost got the 5, but it kind of just stayed around that area at the end of the day. The binders for me kept on jumping between a 2 to a 3 to maybe a 3.5, but probably not. And then for Side the Dead just basically just stayed at a 3 star the whole time I was reading it. Okay guys, so that's going to be pretty much it. It's getting almost close to 10:30 at night, so I really need to start getting this video ready to be edited. For my first ever readathon, I do think this was pretty successful. I mean, I covered all the prompts, I did the vlogging prompts, and then I did all the Instagram challenges. I do think that I missed some of the YouTube challenges, but it's fine. I'm content with what I did this week. I know as soon as I turn this camera off, I'm gonna think of something else to say, but for right now, I think that's it. I think I'm good. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end this vlog off, so thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and answer your question that'll be around here if you want to do that. And hopefully I will see you here next time. Bye!